we're back with Dan Smith and Friends of Mountain Rescue, and we've been talking a little bit about off air too, about people are going to go out
Yep.
and even if it's not a major adventure, just some basic things to keep in your car and what to do before you even go on an adventure.
Well, yeah, I mean, driving around here with less than a quarter tank of gas is not very smart. You can get caught in traffic, you can get caught in snow, you can get your vehicle stuck, and now you're going to get real cold real quick. You're going to lose the ability to recharge your cell phone. You're going to do a lot of things. Having that cell phone charged. Everybody who lives here keeps a bag in the back of their car in the winter. And it's got spare clothing, it's got blankets or space blankets. It's got, in the case of my wife's car, because you can't see the floor of my car, it's got all my rescue gear in the back, which doesn't get used a lot at my age, but I like to have it. In her bag, she's got 2 MREs, and you can do that with 2 Mountain House or whatever. There's about 8 pints of water in the door of various doors. How many cup holders do you have? Put a water bottle in it. There is a map. It's kind of a small scale one, but there's a good map in there. There's a pair of boots. Just looking at the shoes you've got on, you're not going to go hiking by the side of the road because you got a flat tire and no cell phone service. You're going to have something else for your feet. So a pair of Sorels is a good idea. Just things you have to think about. Then, of course, with all of us, you forget what you put in there.
And another important thing too is I feel like so many people up here bring their dogs everywhere with them. And that's great, but if you are going to have that sort of ready bag in your car in case something happens,
You need a pooch bag.
Yeah, have some supplies for the puppy dog in
Yep.
there too, because if you only have so many meals ready to eat, you're not going to want to share them with your puppy. You want to have his food in there too,
Well, you might want to share them, but you really shouldn't share MREs with your dog. No, real bad for dogs.
So supplies
Okay,
for
for
both of you. And then, when you do go out in the woods, we were talking about this beforehand, how important it is to be specific with where you're going, especially when you're talking about, the mountains out here, because they're so vast.
Well, they're vast and different places, there were different names. 12 months of the year, we say, when you're going out in the wilderness, tell someone where you're going, when you're going to be back, and to call 911 if you don't check in within an hour of that time. But the where you're going has gotten a little bit general. Well, I'm going up Vail Pass, or I'm going into East Vail someplace, or I'm going down around Lake Creek, or my favorite recent one, I'm going someplace between Walcott and DeBeck, which is way the other side of Glenwood. That doesn't help us.
Right.
We might know you're missing, but there's very little we can do unless you narrow that area down for us. Now, I know that restricts personal freedom. You need to decide now that you're going up Shrine Pass. And you get up there and it's crowded and you change your mind, well, then call the person that's your lifelink and tell them you changed your mind and you're going to go up Geneva Peak, the other side. Try and make it as specific as you can, and then don't change it on us.
Absolutely.
That's what gets very interesting.
Now, the other important thing we were talking about too was, don't go by yourself. Bring someone with you, and then when you guys are leaving, don't split up. Wait till you actually get to your car at the base, and you're on a road and you're in a safe place.
It was a dark and stormy night. The parties separated. It was a bright and sunny day. The parties separated. The parties always separate, and that's what creates mission for us. We don't need any more missions. Please don't go create them for us because you think we're lonely out there. We need people to think a bit.
Yeah.
And that works. But if you turn your brain off because it's so beautiful and you just want to experience it, that's not going to be a good experience. Something bad can happen and you don't know how to handle it. You've got to have that other person with you. If you break an ankle, whether it's skiing or on a trail hiking in the summer, you're not walking out.
Absolutely. Dan, thank you so much for coming in and giving us all this information to keep everyone safe in the mountains. We have a local check of our weather next.